Most of the people think like startup. If you start to do startup, you right away raise a lot of money and you can do easy exit and all like that. Can you tell us like little bit real story how this works when you just on the beginning of this road?
Nightmare. We received like an email, and the email said like, I know you need the money, I can give you money, something like that. And we ignored that. We thought like it's just a spam. We received the second email, we ignored them too. And the third one said like, hey guys, I don't know why you ignored me, but like I am a real investor. So we contacted him, he invests money, and from that day he started taking care of the finance part.
Vitaliy did exit from this startup with successful exit. What is the valuation of Tenant Cloud in the present moment?
Right now, I think it's hard to say, but I think it's more than $500 million. Yeah, something like that.
How big?
I think more.
I'm so happy to be in Ukrainian village today. I visit my good friend Vitaliy. I know Vitaliy since I came to Chicago 10 years ago. His story is really interesting for people who want to do business, entrepreneurs. He will tell us a little bit. But let's start from your introduction. Tell us a little bit about yourself, when you came to Chicago.
I came to Chicago in 2006. I'm from Ukraine, and in Ukraine I finished like a medical school, so I was like a psychiatrist, doctor. But I came to USA and I started to work because my diplomas didn't work here, so I had to start to work from very different jobs like constructions or taking care of people or stuff like that. So very low paying jobs. But like I had also family at that time, like wife and one kid, and so I have to support them and provide some income. So for a number of years I was just doing the jobs like that. But I had the idea to the USA, it's a kind of like a place when you can, a lot of good schools, then when you can go and learn something really like business, or at that time I was interested in psychology or psychotherapy, so it was interesting for me to, I have the fantasy that one day I'm gonna go and finish psychotherapy school.
In 2006?
2006.
And your dream came true?
Yes, yeah, eventually, yes. Yeah, so now as today I finished Chicago School of Professional Psychology. I'm finishing the Chicago School of Psychoanalysis. I had my IT company and I sold it, and I also had like a startup and we had a good exit. Now I have 4 kids and I have a new startup, so yes.
He did very fast background and he finished all. We're ready to finish our interview. Okay, let's do step by step.
Okay.
After you work in different kind of jobs, you decided that you want to do something different. Because it's not that very popular between immigrants who came to country to start not even business, but business in a high-tech industry.
Yeah.
You decided you want to do some kind of startup.
You know, like, I think for me it was very important to have something that drives me. My life is a kind of like I have to have a drive. So when I don't mind to work in any jobs. All jobs is respectful jobs. So it's not the problem that I did some like a job that I don't like. Maybe I don't like that because it's like I have to build something. I have to have this drive of like see the results, like something new, something cool coming up from my idea and how is that structured and stuff like this. So I start to like I had like idea. Okay, so what resources I can use here, and what resources I have in Ukraine that I can use it. And the idea came to me that okay, I have some people who knows coding and design, so maybe I should start my IT company. In 2008, we, with my friends, started the IT company. Just because of this...
You start office here,
yeah.
You have customers from US, but you have open for back office in
so
Ukraine.
Here, it was only me and my friend, and we were doing the financial contracts and the sales, and all development was in Ukraine. and we did grow, and not bad in 2008, but luckily me, like in 2008 when we opened the company, economic went down.
Yeah, it was great. I remember this time. It was disaster.
So it was funny. It's like, okay, we borrowed some money from my mom and opened the company. Just economic went down. But also when something like that happening, the idea of mine always was like to see the opportunity. So we use the opportunity, and we like for example the real estate market went down, and the developers who developed the real estate, they had the problem to sell it because banks wasn't lending money, stuff like this. So we start to build for them virtual reality kind of tours for houses that they will build. So before even they build, so they can have to show the customers, the people who wants to buy already ready product before it's even start to build. That way, it really helped them to like a finish sell and add finance for their projects. And went good. Like this is how we survive. We just use the opportunity from the bad financial situation.
It was like kind of freelance for, not freelance, but you develop program, it was not your product, you did for other companies.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So we were
it was banks, developers?
Developers like property, like here we were doing our primary customers was like property developers. We developed systems for them, and our developers was in Ukraine, the coders, like who code, and designers was in Ukraine. We here were just two of us who were doing the contracts.
And you decided that you want to start your own product?
Yeah, and at one point we built the systems for one of our clients, and he has a lot of different properties. And one day he came with like a big big bag of like a cash. It's like huge. It was like, oh my God, like how much you have here? It was like just I don't know, 100,000, so just the cash. So we asked him like what's going on, and he's like, every first of the month I have to go around and collect money because he has a lot of properties. But at that time it was 2012, I think. There was only checks or cash, and you know, like the economic wasn't good so well that time, so cash was preferable for him. So he was collecting all of this cash, and he had a lot of problems to collect it, to bring it, to communicate with all these renters. But when we look at the market, there was management platforms, but only for the big management company. It was nothing about the small property owners. So we decided to create for him a kind of management system when the people can send money, pay money, sign rent contracts, buy insurance and stuff like that. And it did work for him. And then we asked like, okay, maybe you should invest money and we can put this product on the market. And he did, and it went very good.
Oh, it was beginning of,
yeah, it was,
can we say company?
Yeah, it was Tenant Cloud.
Tenant Cloud.
Yeah, company, like a startup called Tenant Cloud. Now it's I think #1 American management system for the small property managers, not for the small property managers. Yes.
And Vitaliy did an exit from this startup with successful exit. Most of the people think like startup, if you start to do startup, you right away raise a lot of money and you can do easy exit and all like that. Can you tell us like little bit real story how this works when you just on the beginning of this road and you try to raise money?
Yes.
And you try to survive, and also you have family, you need to make some money. How does this work in real life?
Nightmare. No, I mean, like I came from the country Ukraine, and in Ukraine we didn't have good business structure or business schools.
Education.
In our country, it's not that someone can give you money, invest in you, and you can, I mean, take their money, do the business, and try your best. But if something not going well, it's a good chance that they're gonna find you somewhere in the lake, right? So, and I came with this kind of idea and the feelings here to USA, but here is a difference. So, like here is it's okay to invest in people ideas, invest in people money, businesses, but I came with that notion and came with that feeling and the previous experience. So it was really hard for me, and I didn't know how that. All of this, like raising money, like rounds and everything works. So now I a little bit know about like all of these rounds of investments. I know who to talk to on the different rounds and what they looking for to hear, stuff like this. At that time, it was really not easy. It was just one investor with his connections. And the most difficult part, it was just because I had not enough of knowledge, and I had my fear and background from the different kind of environment, financial environment. So it was really hard. But I was lucky because in one point, I was trying to raise money, but I was doing this really wrong because I went to, in the beginning of, we were like, early stage startup, and I was talking to the people who was company was the private equity. They always was telling me like, yes, it's a great idea, but it's too small for us. Now I understand that it was really early for me to go to them, but I had this network, so I talked to them. I didn't know I have to talk to VCs or to angels. And then I was lucky because one of our investor who invested in Tenant Cloud became a guy who was taking care of it. And he came from the ventures.
Can you tell more story about, I remember you told me that story many times, how this would happen? He came in right time or he came,
it was
came in right time for him?
Yeah. It was interesting because it was just, we had a couple of things like, couple of times that, like for example, and every time something happened in August, I don't know why, it's some kind of interesting story. Yeah, in my birthday is August. So that's like we build for this my client, we start to build a startup, this management system, and he financed us for a little bit, year and a half, and then start to tell like, hey guys, I already invest enough, like maybe I will stop doing it, I have it enough for me. And it was really, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you 1 more or 2 months, if nothing gonna happen, I'm just like stopping to finance that. And August, it was the last month that he has to give us some money. And we received a call, but this is the first story, and then the second will be almost the same. And we received the calls and from California, and the guy telling like, I saw what you built, can you build this for us? And we were like, yeah, sure, how much is that gonna cost? And for me it was like almost like, okay, I have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's gonna cost like $1 million something, like, like it's costing $1 million. And he's like, oh, it's too much. And I told him like, look, we can sell you this as a white label, but for much smaller price. So we agreed, and in the end, and he bought like our white labeling code for 200,000. And again, it was enough for us to run 2 years, and we ran 2 years for that money. It was the same time in August, the money was in the last month of like our finance, and I started to look for the finance, and I couldn't. I went to the different private equities, and I did a lot of presentation, but I had only one thing. Is like, okay, the idea is great. They listened me too long, but like, In the end, was telling like, no, it's too early. Like, you can come to us and talk to us a little bit later. And then we received like an email, and the email said like, I know you need the money, I can give you money, something like that. I know you're struggling with money, and like we can give you money. And we ignored that. We thought like it's just a spam.
Email.
It's like email, it's just a spam. Okay, so we ignored it. We received the second email, we ignored them too. And the third one said like, hey guys, I don't know why you ignored me, but like, you really have a problem, and I am a real investor. Like I like your idea, I want to invest it. So we contacted him, and he was, his name is Joy, and he was from Texas.
Read your email and don't
yeah.
think all emails is spam.
Yeah, so like, and he flew here to Chicago from Texas, and he met us. And it was a really interesting story because for me, someone from Texas, you know, like cowboy, like like boots and he was like that. And for him, it was really funny story too because he met bold Russian. He didn't know that Ukrainian or whatever. Now it's everything separated, but for that time it was Russian-speaking bold guy who doesn't speak English well and doing some business. And I had the same friend. He looks like me, bald and fat, and no English totally. And we went to have a meeting with him and talking about business. But in the end, he liked our idea, and he invests money, and from that day he started taking care of the finance part, which was really helpful for me. And he opened a lot of work for me of like a business and raising, because next to him I start to learn about all of these rounds and how does it work, and so it was really interesting.
He got background in some
venture capital.
Venture capital.
Yeah, he used to work for the venture capitals, and he continuously worked for the venture capital. But then, I think like 3 years later, after he invested in Tenant Cloud, he decided to go full time in Tenant Cloud, and he quit venture capital job. Yeah.
And how much do you think? What is the valuation of Tenant Cloud in the present moment?
Right now, I think it's hard to say, but I think it's more than $500 million. Yeah, something like that.
$500 million?
I think more. Yeah.
This was first and successful product of Vitaliy Entrepreneurship. Okay, tell us again. Like for me, it's interesting how your family support during that moment when you always try to get finance.
Yeah, I very lucky because my wife, she's the type of like she was taking care of kids. She never told me like, hey, you have to like go to the kids, wake up or whatever. Like she was taking care of kids, but also she did work. And in one point, two of us was students. Like I was a student at Chicago School of Professional Psychology, and she was a student at law school, John Marshall Law School. And we had like 3 kids already, and she was pregnant.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean like, and I had to do the job. At Tenant Cloud I worked already, but it's like, so it was a tough time for us. So from 2006 to 2018, it was really hard for us because it's just like kids, jobs, schools, and not a lot of help. And I'm pretty happy and lucky because my kids never troubled me. They really brilliant and nice and good kids, and they helped me a lot. So I never have a problem to switch my mind from what is important for me because some kid has some problems or trouble me or no. So that was really helpful.
They always saying Vitaliy and his wife, it's Sveta. It's a good example how family and both people try to be successful in life and work hard and study and everything together. Okay, how you distress after this difficult period of time, like after stress? What do you like to do? Some sports activities?
Yeah. So when it was really tense with Tenant Cloud, it was really tense, and I did burn out. Okay, so it was a little bit awful time for me because I had it was like a lot of physical and emotional. Even everything was going good. It was a lot of struggles, physical and emotional, because it was burnout. I work a lot. So, and at one point I decided, okay, it cannot be like that. I mean, like either I gonna be alive and make a good life, or I gonna die. So I have to manage my mind and body. So I started to do this Zen meditation, and I did the Zen meditation for 7 years. I started to jog a lot, like I was jogging 3-4 times a week. Sometimes even during the winter I was jogging, and minus was like all in ice and everything. But it was so cool, like I never got the sick. So, and now it's more like, it's a time to work, but also a time for your mind, that it's important, for your body, that it's important too. But the most of where I really have a recovery time when I'm going home and I'm turning TV on I called it main cave, and the kids is coming and watching with me some kind of like a cartoons or whatever. That is the best recovery time. They all around me, and like 20 minutes sleeping with them, watching, it's like I can go and work 20 hours again. So something like that.
Nice. Yeah. And I remember once Vitaliy invited me for meditation. It was actually the first time when I tried meditation. I didn't get at that point how this works, and I never try again, but I really wanna back to that and meditate more, because it's very powerful.
Yes.
Tell us about your new project.
Okay, so during the time that we had so much thing with my wife, like we were students, as I said, in school, and we had like 4 kids. No, I mean, like she was pregnant, and I had job, and just imagine, we have like apartment, we have home, we have cars, or a lot of different things like finance and all of that stuff. So in one point we did understand, like it's so many things that we cannot deal, like if we're not gonna have a help. But at that time we didn't make so much money to be able to hire like a manager, so even to hire someone who can help with our like home routines. So I created kind of like a spreadsheet system for my home that I was trying to put and systematize all of everything what we have around the home, and home routines, like all payments, insurance, licensing, utilities, phone bills, and many other different things, like where is the documents, and like when we have to extend, when we have to pay a bill or buy or whatever, or change, or it was so much. So I created the system in the spreadsheets, and it was helpful for me. But one day when I was late for my son doctor appointment, in the end of the day and it was funny story, when in the doctor appointment they asked me a ton of questions, where is his insurance, when his birthday, when he's this and that, and I was calling my wife all the time and asking. They laugh, all of the office laughed at me and tell me, like, you have to call your wife every time. So in the evening my son told, like, okay, Dad, you building the cool management system, so why you would not build something like that will help you to manage everything, all this house stuff, routine, and also you will not forget about my appointment or my insurance, stuff like this. And it was a great idea, and we start to build it. So now we're building the HubMe. In the HubMe, we're trying to build like a proactive, very active, automatized, like a personal manager that people can manage, like me, manage their home stuff routine, like all of the, like we have like a garage, for example. In ours, we have in our app, we have a hub called Garage, when you can put all of information about your car, and also the system will create the tasks for you for the insurance extension, for the payments and stuff like this, generate the budget and other things. So that is the idea for me, to take all of the routine stuff to put somewhere in automatization and to forget about that. And I want to because I want to concentrate on what is really important for me, studying or my business or my kids. I don't want to like spend hours of thinking is like what I didn't pay, what I forgot to extend, like did I buy insurance, did I don't know, license plate extend, like did I pay my utilities or loans or bills or shit like that.
Manage application. Okay?
Yeah, so all this is on the background. And I will tell you other thing, as a therapist and I'm working with families, I realize a lot of family couple troubles, it's when it's coming like to the home routine, who's gonna do the home routine. And they fighting a lot. We wanna take care of this. Like application will take care of that, and the communication will be much better. So as a psychologist, I can say that we solving the big problem of people anxiety about the home daily routines and finance and the task management. So this is kind of like what we do.
In which stage you are?
Right now we in a couple days, like it's September 26th, we're gonna release MVP version. It's not full, but it's already a lot done. And in the meaning of like as a business, we pre-seed around the investments, and now in October we will start to raise money for the another round.
Nice.
Yeah.
Vitaliy, I wish you good luck with all your beginnings and with all the best for your family. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you very much.